ahead. We're back. We're back. And we're getting started right now. I'm in the right group, right? Hold on. Okay. Right? I'm sorry, guys. Okay. 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 We're doing good. We're doing good. And we're back. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So confuddled this morning. Sorry. It's been a really weird day. Okay, great. So we're going to go ahead and just get started right here in mountain pose. Sorry to start and stop the video on you. Okay, so standing here in mountain pose. Go ahead, just ground your feet down into the floor below you. Start to find some equal pressure through your heels, your big toes, your pinkies. Relaxing and releasing your shoulders away from your ears. We're going to take a couple minutes right here in mountain pose with our arms relaxed down by our sides, just to start to come into our day, come into our breath. Just notice how it is that we are feeling today, and however it is that we are feeling, that's an okay place to get started. Let's see if we can finish our class today feeling just a little bit better. Concentrate on really creating some space of your shoulders away from your ears, maybe even some openness of your chest right now as you draw your shoulder blades towards each other. Notice if you are stretching your chin or your eyes, your nose up towards the ceiling, and come into that nice straight neutral spine, or as neutral as you can find for today. Frequently when we stretch our chin up towards the ceiling, I know you've heard about me talking about our rib cages splaying open. So while we're staying here, we're also thinking about engaging that abdominal core and even knitting your rib cage together, like you're holding onto a quarter right here by keeping those abdominals contracted. Even when you take those nice big breaths, keeping that focus on your core working. All right. Let's go ahead and start to take some movement. Turn your hands, palms forward. Take a deep inhale. Bring your arms up overhead. And exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Same thing, just a couple more times. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. 2 more times. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. 1 more. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. Take another moment, just relax your shoulders right here. Shake it out if you need to. If you found any tension in your body, take this moment to just shake, shimmy, jiggle that tension away. And then go ahead, bring your heels, toes to touch each other again. We're gonna do half moon, hands to feet pose. All right, so with your heel toes touching each other, I forgot to bride the bird. Turn your hands, palms forward as much as possible. Can you even turn your hands, palms to the opposite wall to really open your chest? Round your feet, pull your belly in, find some engagement of your thighs, and inhale your arms up overhead sideways. Interlace your fingers, release your index fingers, thumbs crossed. So I got a nice Charlie's Angels gun with my hands. Okay. Well, as you have your arms stretched up overhead, make sure you're finding the space from your waist. So exhale and relax those shoulders down away from your ears, and then even pull your arms back a little bit. Can you get your biceps in line with your ears? And then knit that rib cage back together. Press your feet into the floor. Inhale, stretch up from your waist and just move your body right and left. Find whatever movement feels best for you today. This is a Bikram posture that we're doing today, one of the first in the Bikram warm-up. And traditionally you just move your body side to side like your fingertips are a paintbrush and you're painting a ceiling, but find the movement that feels good for you. So maybe you want to make some circles with your body, just really warming that body up. Always do things to both sides. So if you made some circles, consider honoring circles in the opposite direction. And then go ahead, come to your stillness back at the top. I know this can be a little stressful on your shoulders, so just do your best. Relax and release those shoulders down and away from yours. Open your chest, knit that rib cage together. Take another deep inhale, lift up from your waist, and on your exhale, slowly come down to the right. Really take your time. It could take anywhere from 3 to 5 breaths as you inhale and find length. And exhale, push your hips to the left as your body comes down towards the right. Really focus on lifting up, finding a big lifted length as you find that reach towards the side, as opposed to crunching over into the side of the body. So there's no bend in your elbow, there's no bend in your knees, you're pushing your hips to the left, maybe even a little bit beyond your comfortable flexibility. Go ahead, take your right shoulder, bring it forward, and your left shoulder back. Squeeze your glutes, draw your left hip forward, squaring your chest and your hips with the wall in front of you. We're going to take 2 more breaths. Use your inhale, find your length. Exhale, push your hips to the left. If you can't go any further, can you squeeze your hands, palms tighter on your inhale? Exhale, push and stretch and push. Inhale, breathing, come up, keep your arms there. Stop in the middle, but reset. So weight in your heels, squeeze your glutes, hips forward. Pull your belly in, rib cage in, relax and release shoulders away from your ears. Take another deep inhale, lift up from your waist, and on your exhale, slowly, gently start to come down to the left. Might take you as many breaths. Maybe you can get here a little bit faster on the other side. It just depends on how open you are. Continue to find this space of shoulder blades squeezed together. Bring those arms back, keeping your biceps in line with your ears. Once you come down to your depth, evaluate what's happening with your chest. Open your chest, left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. Squeeze your glutes and bring that right hip forward. Use your inhale to find your length. Exhale to find your stretch. One more time. Inhale, squeeze those hands, palms together. Exhale as you push and stretch and push. Inhale, breathing, come up, stop in the middle. One more here, stretching our shoulders. One last time. It's our first back bend of the day. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing too. But do your best to just listen to the words and find your guidance. All right, heels, toes are still side by side. Your glutes are squeezed, your hips are forward, and you're starting with your hips on top of your heels. Take a deep inhale and just stretch your eyes, nose, chin up towards the ceiling. And depending on how tight you are, maybe you can see the ceiling and maybe you can barely see your eyebrows, but all that you're doing is working to squeeze your glutes, squeeze your core, and create as much length as you can. If you can see up towards your hands, the back of the room, and or you're ready to move forward, make sure the weight is in your heels. So bring it back to your heels. Take a deep inhale, lift your chest, sternum towards the ceiling. And on your exhale, just bring your arms back so that your biceps come closer towards your ears. Focusing on finding a back bend in your upper middle back instead of just leaning back from your lower back. Use every inhale to lift your chest up, weight in your heels. Every exhale to bring those arms back. Think about tracing a line with your fingertips. If you see it with your eyes, try and touch it with your finger line. Squeeze your glutes, push your hips forward as you lean back, more back, way back. Inhale, breathing slowly, gently, come back up, take your time. Take a deep inhale, you can bend your knees if you need to. On your exhale, you're gonna rain your fingertips down towards the floor. You can reach them out further in front of you if you need to. Get all 5 fingers with both hands on the floor, and then simply bend one knee and then the other. Maybe you roll a little bit towards the outside of your foot to start to get this movement in your hips. Just taking this time to truly notice after a quick little warm-up how it is that your body feels today. And just appreciating and enjoying whatever it is that your body can bring to today's practice as you do your own little dance on your mat in the space you created for yourself. Think about shaking your head, yes and no, left and right. Maybe it feels good to crouch all the way down onto your toes, get a little extra rounding of the back, a little tuck of that pelvis, reach that lower back. And then we're going to send our hips back up towards the ceiling. Okay, you can have as generous of a bend in your knees if you need to, because we're going to work to sandwich the upper and the lower body together. So think about keeping some weight in your heels and keeping this bend in your knees with your belly on your thighs the whole time. And if you're ready to move a little bit further forward, start to stretch your hip up towards the ceiling while keeping that stomach on your thighs. Chest on or at your knees and face coming towards your legs below your knees. You can either reach your hands back and just work to find a bind with your fingertips close by your ankle, or maybe grabbing hold of your opposite elbow. The more that you start to apply pressure towards your big toe, pressing that big toe down towards the floor, maybe even finding a little rotation of those thighs towards the back of the room, the more you're going to feel a big stretch on the back of the legs. But don't lose this sandwich that you've created between your upper and lower body. There's no room for lighter air if you can. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Stretch once more through the crown of your head. Create some length on your spine wherever you are, whether your head is towards your knees or whether your head is towards the wall in front of you. Go ahead, take one more nice deep inhale. And then release. Bring your fingertips with your hands, with your arms up towards the ceiling. Take a nice deep inhale. Stretch up. And exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Just take a couple moments right here in your stillness. Find one spot to focus your eyes, to relax your mind. Find your grounding in the floor below you. Still finding that engagement of your thighs and your belly as your shoulders relax and release away from your ears. Beautiful. Turn your hands, palms forward. Inhale your arms up overhead. Stretch up. Exhale, bringing those fingertips back down towards the floor in front of you. Take a deep inhale for a half lift. Stretching through the crown of your head. Find some length through your spine. And exhale, relax and release yourself down. Bend your knees deeply. Reach your hands back behind you. Palms turn in. Pull those shoulders away from your ears. Sit into your heels for some skier pose. Going down those Alps. Go ahead, bring your hands, palms to your chest. Lift yourself up, keep the weight in your heels for a nice little chair pose. Go ahead, bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Do your best to stack your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders on top of each other. Finding the twist, keeping that generous bend of your knees, keeping the weight in your heels. If you want to open your twist, you can stretch your right arm up towards the ceiling and reach down towards the floor. Find a little bit more of a stretch in your back. Go ahead, bring your hands, palms back together, turn back to center, lift your eyes up, come back into your chair. And then exhale, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Stack your hands, palms, stack your wrists, pulling that right shoulder forward, left shoulder back, still keeping lots of weight in your heels. You can stay here with your hands, palms together. You can stretch and open it up. Enjoy a little bit more of a stretch on your back. Go ahead, bring your hands, palms back together. Relax and release your fingertips down towards the floor. We're going to heel toe our feet out about mats width distance apart. Once you have your feet mats width distance apart, you can start to bring the weight a little bit more towards your toes. Instead of your heels, you can keep your hands, palms on the floor. Our first goal right now is to find the straightest leg that we can. So maybe you even need to walk your hands a little bit more forward. Make sure you're applying some pressure of the big toe, inner arch of your foot down towards the floor, even a gentle spiraling of your inner thighs towards the back of the room. And if that's easy for you, you can go ahead and reach back, grab hold of your heels, stepping on all 5 fingers of each hand, keeping that nice length in your legs and the weight forward to your toes so that your hips stack on top of your heels instead of stretching towards the back of the room. Relax and release your head down towards the floor, pulling those shoulders away from your ears once more. Look with your eyes between your feet, like your eyes are gonna come closer towards the mat for 3, 2, 1. Release your hands from your heels. If you went there, go ahead, bring them back down in front of you under your chest. We're just gonna go for some squats and releases. So go ahead, bend your knees, come down into a squat. Lift yourself back up. Bend down, come on down into a squat. You might want to gently even turn your heels in slightly. Lift yourself back up, turning those toes out at about a 45-degree angle. Let's do 4 more, and then we're going to come down and hang out in a squat for just a couple breaths. 3. Really focus on dropping your bum as much as you can, especially while your hands are on the floor to support you. Last one, let's go ahead, stay down here in the squat. If you need to, you can keep your hands on the floor. If it's available to you, go ahead, bring your thumbs to your sternum, hands in namaskar, squeezing those hands palms together, pressing your elbows into your thighs to help stretch those inner thighs just a little bit. We'll take 4 breaths right here. Find one spot, focus your eyes, relax your mind. Great, bring your hands back to the mat if they weren't already there. Send your hips back towards the ceiling. You can even open your feet out a little bit wider this time. Take a moment, just shake it out. And then go ahead, bring your left hand to the center of your mat. Draw those shoulders away from your ears as you stretch your right arm up towards the ceiling. You can even turn your chin towards that right shoulder. Try not to let your hips stretch all the way back towards the back of the room, so heels and big toes still pressing down to the floor. Press that pinky down as well if you'd like to take a little mini bind. Bend at your right elbow, reach towards your left hip crease. Feel a little bit more of the stretch right now in that left inner thigh. And change, send your right arm up towards the ceiling. Relax and release your right hand down towards the floor. To the center line, send your left arm up towards the ceiling. Turn your chin towards that left shoulder if it feels good. Take a breath right here. And then if you want, you can bend your left elbow, reaching your left hand fingertips to your right hip crease. Draw your left elbow behind you. I feel like I just said left elbow like 12 times. Just a couple more breaths right here. Awesome. Change. Send your left arm up towards the ceiling. Relax and release your left hand down towards the floor. Walk your hands forward just a little bit. Bring those legs in. We're going to go ahead, bend our knees, bring our knees back down towards the mat. You can either keep your toes together and open those knees wide, or keep them together for child's pose. Send your hips back towards your heels. Stretch your arms in front of you. Let's go for a slightly active child's pose to begin with. So make a slight little cupping of your hands so that you can press the pads of your fingers into the mat. Pressing the pads of the fingers into the mat, feeling a little bit more activation in your shoulders, but don't lose out in the ability to also use this pressure of your hands on the floor to stretch your hips a little closer towards your heels. Nice. Now go ahead, bring your forearms down to the mat, bend your elbows, and reach your fingertips back towards your shoulders. As your thumbs come towards your neck, give yourself a nice little massage here. You can even interlace your fingers besides your thumbs. Right here. Oh, feels so good. I hope this feels as good for you as it does for me. Hashtag living alone. Oh, my neighbors have started having a happy hour outside. It's delightfully stressful to be invited. How about you guys? Still no touching though, so this is the only massage I'm gonna get. All right, go ahead and bring those forearms back down towards the mat. We're gonna go ahead and bring our bodies forward and come on down into Sphinx pose. Feel free to open those legs a little bit wider if you want to. Getting your elbows underneath of your shoulders. I really encourage you to press into those elbows. Oh, I did some jump roping this morning, and this is a delightful stretch on my belly, as well as the beautiful stretch you should be feeling in your lower back. Can you bring your chin away from your chest and draw those shoulders away from your ears? Squeeze your shoulder blades together slightly. Feel even more engagement on your back. You can stay right here, or if you want a deeper stretch, keep pressing your pubic mound down towards the floor. And then straighten your elbows for some seal pose. Stretch your eyes, nose, chin up towards the ceiling, exaggerating the back bend here. Go ahead, bend your knees and look for your toes. Do you see them? Do you see them? I feel like I can almost see the bird cage. Okay, relax and release yourself down to the mat. Make a little pillow with your hands. Place your forehead on your pillow. Bend your knees and just windshield wipe your legs. Right and left in either direction. Let's take a quick little spine twist on our bellies. Spine twist / shoulder stretch once more. Go ahead, bend your right leg up. Bring your right hands in close towards your chest and bring yourself over. If you want to focus more on the spine twist, you're welcome to. Think about, I don't know. I can't even think right now. I'm focusing on this shoulder stretch. Keeping my hand palm in line with my shoulder. But you know, if you want to focus on the spine twist, right, bending your knee, your right knee and pointing it up towards the ceiling and opening up a little bit more, you'll feel the stretch a bit more in your back instead of just your shoulder. Ooh, something popped in a good way. And change. Roll yourself slowly back over onto your belly and let's switch. Let's bring that left arm out to the side. Fold your left leg in. Bend your left knee, sole facing up towards the ceiling. Bring that left leg over. You can either keep your legs closed and just focus on rolling more onto your right side for the shoulder stretch, or plant the left foot on the floor. Open those knees nice and wide. Bring it out a little bit more down your spine and in your shoulder. You are welcome. Okay, roll back over onto your belly. Take your time. We're going to go ahead and bring our hands, palms underneath of your chest. Tuck your toes under. Get ready to press yourself up into a plank in 3, 2, 1. Come on up into your plank. Pull those shoulders away from your ears. Find some length through the crown of your head. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, send your hips up towards the ceiling. You might need to walk your feet in a little bit closer for some down dog. Feel free to take that generous bend of your knees, just like we had when we were doing hands to feet pose. So getting that belly on your thighs, spiraling those inner thighs towards the back of the room. Let's just have some funsies going from down dog into plank. We'll do it 3 times. So take a deep inhale. On your exhale, bring yourself forward, come into plank. Take a deep inhale, down dog. Exhale, plank. Only one more time. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, plank. Back to down dog, last time. Keep your left foot on the floor. Go ahead, send your right leg up towards the ceiling. Make some circles with your ankle in one direction. In the opposite direction, bend your knee. Do your best to stack your knee over your hip and make some circles in one direction. In the opposite direction.
And then relax and release that right leg back down towards the floor. Bend those knees as much as you need to. Send your left leg up towards the ceiling. Make some circles with your ankle, with your toe. Change direction of your circles. Go ahead, bend at the knee, make some circles. Doing your best to just open that hip in one direction, in the opposite direction. Relax and release your left leg back down towards the floor. Inhale your right leg up once more. And exhale, we're gonna bring that right leg forward. Go ahead, bring your left knee down to the mat. Left knee down to the mat, lift yourself up. Do your best to stack your right knee about in line with your ankle or the arch of your foot. As you hinge forward for a nice hip opener, can you turn your left hip towards the top of the mat so you're not opening up towards the side? Right hip draws forward, left hip draws back. Take a deep inhale, bring those arms up overhead, thumbs face towards the back of the room, and exhale. Elbows bend, open those arms wide, a nice little back bend, cactusing arms. Inhale up, chin comes back neutral towards the chest. Exhale down. One more time, inhale up, exhale down. Final inhale up. Go ahead and rain your fingertips down to the inside of the sole of the right foot. Bring the weight forward a little bit more into your hands, palms, and allow your right knee to fall out heavy towards the side, maybe even rolling onto the pinky toes of the right foot. For 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Go ahead, bring that right leg back in. Tuck those left toes under, lift your left toes up, send your right leg back to meet with the left, hips up towards the ceiling. Take another moment in down dog. Feel free to shake it out right here. Bend your knees, pebble your hips, maybe dropping your feet side to side. Just finding what feels right for you. And then we're gonna lift that left leg up again, sorry couch, and bring that left leg forward. Go ahead, drop your right knee back down and get the top of your foot into the floor and lift yourself up. Take a moment as you get here to adjust yourself, adjust your costume if you need to. Make sure you're getting that knee, again, in line with your heel or arch of the foot. You don't want to have your knee all the way back here because then you're getting no stretch in your hips at all. Notice if you opened out towards the opposite side. Bringing that right hip forward, left hip back, or whatever knee you have towards the front, that's the one that's coming back. Keep this opening of your hips as you inhale those arms up overhead. Thumbs towards the back of the room. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, cactus those arms nice and wide. Little back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus. Once more. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale back up towards the ceiling. Exhale, rain your fingertips down on the floor to the inside of the sole of the left foot and allow that knee to fall out heavy towards the side. Press into your hands, palms, shoulders stay pulled away from your ears. Awesome. Go ahead, tuck your right toes under, lift that right knee up off of the mat. Send your left leg back to meet with your right. We're just going to hang out in this plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those knees back down towards the mat. Send your hips back towards your heels once more. Enjoy the child's pose of your choice. If your shoulders have had enough of you stretching your hands, palms forward, take as generous of a bend here as you need. Even remember the option to bring your hands back by your heels. Nice work. Walk your hands back underneath of your chest. Lift yourself up. We're just going to shift to the right of our heels. And go ahead and send your legs out in front of you. Yay. Take a moment right here in staff pose. Bring
your hands close by your hips, starting to flex those toes back towards your face. If your hamstrings, oh my God, always have to touch them to remember what they are a little too tight, you can always take a generous bend of your knees right here unless you have a prop to sit on. If you're not feeling any sort of a stretch on the back of your legs, pull that belly in and simply hinge forward. Once again, working to bring that belly onto your thighs. Keep flexing those toes back towards your face. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Nice. Go ahead and walk your hands back in. Go ahead, bend your knees generously. Take a moment, just windshield wipe your feet right and left. Keep your left foot grounded on the floor. Lift your right leg up and cross your right ankle over your left and walk yourself up a little bit higher to start to feel the stretch along the back of the right legs. I have my fingertips pointed away from my glutes. Nice lift in my chest. Big stretch happening on the outside of my right thigh and glute. And go back and change. Relax and release yourself back. Right leg comes back down towards the floor. Feel free to give yourself a little windshield wiping over here. Hello. And then go ahead, plant your right foot down. Lift your left leg up, cross it over, walk yourself in. Find that stretch on the outside of your left leg. Can you still keep that chest lifted and open, back engaged? Beautiful. Walk your hands back gently. Bring your left foot back down towards the mat. Windshield wipe one more time. And then go ahead, bring the soles of your feet together. Sit yourself up as we come into bound angle. Bring the soles of those feet as close in towards the center line of your body as feels comfortable for you. You can either take hold right here by your ankles, or if it's within your range of motion, you can even interlace all 10 of your fingers right by your pinky foot. Think about even gently pulling on your feet, just like a gentle little bit of pressure to help you work to press those knees down towards the mat, especially if you're too tight to even lean forward and press your elbows in towards the outside of your thighs, or maybe pressing your elbows into the outsides of your calf, or maybe you're feeling so flexible that you can even fold all the way forward. Just make sure that those sit bones are still down on the floor. Just finding whatever stretch feels right for you today. Great. Gently walk yourself up. Take a moment, bring your knees back up, walk your feet out, bob them up and down, windshield wipe. Let's come into some half dragonfly. So lifting yourself up again, you're going to kick your right leg out cornerwise and fold that left leg in. Close to the center line of your body or wherever feels good for you. Flex those right toes back towards your face and get both of your sit bones grounded to the mat. Take a deep inhale, bring your arms up overhead and turn towards your right foot. We're just going to round down, working to bring your forehead towards your knee. Can you interlace all 10 fingers under the ball of your foot while you bring your forehead to your knee? If not, you can always bend your knee to help you take that hold and really bring your forehead to your knee as a bit of a compression posture. So good for elimination, digestion, metabolism, all the isms, I like to say. Drop your left shoulder down, left elbow down, and pull your belly in to pull your belly off of your thigh as much as possible. You can find as much rounding here in your upper back as you can, so maybe even your forehead draws a little higher up that thigh. And change gently. Lift yourself up. And switch your legs. Kick your left leg out, cornerwise, fold your right leg in, turn towards that left leg.
Sit bones grounded. Stretch up, chin can tuck to chest. Find as much rounding as you need to once again work to bring your forehead to your knee and interlace your fingers under the ball of the foot. And for you, that might mean bending that whole knee up here and really just working to try to get your forehead to your knee. Once you have your forehead or your nose or something touching your knee, it's a lot easier to start to walk that heel out and find a little bit of length right here. Remember, you can create as much rounding as you want to in this part of the posture. Oh, it feels so good on my mid upper back. I hope you feel it too. Drop your right shoulder down, right elbow down. And change and lift yourself up. Relax and release your arms down by your side. Take another moment right here in staff pose, flexing those toes back towards your face. We'll take another forward fold here, but this time we're going to start with our knees bent. Okay, so knees bent, you're going to reach forward and grab hold of your toes, and then you're going to wiggle your butt cheeks back one at a time so that you're getting your belly onto your thighs. And it was a lot easier when you bent those knees, right? I hope so. Okay, so belly still touching on thighs. Okay to have a bend in your knees. I want you to find an active lifted chest and back. And then you can pull on the grip that you have on your toes and work to bring your chest down, but eye focus stays forward, chin slightly away from your chest, as if one day you can eat your toes, just sandwiching your belly on your thighs and your chest on your knees, just like we did for that second standing posture, hands to feet pose, but this time on the floor for 3, 2, 1. Gently lift yourself up. Let's go ahead and lay down on our backs. We'll lay down on our backs. We'll take an awesome spine twist from there. I'm gonna bend my knees right here. I'm just gonna start on my back with my knees bent. Stretch your arms out to the side. We're gonna start by dropping our knees over to the right side of your body. So take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, just allow those knees to fall over to the right side. You can roll over onto your right hip as much as you want to. You can keep your knees stacked as they are. If you want a deeper stretch, maybe drawing that left knee up towards your chest. Option to even straighten that right leg out. The more that you flex those right toes to your face and stretch through that right heel, the deeper that you're really gonna feel the stretch all over that lower half. Can you use your breath and set an intention to drop your left shoulder back down towards the mat, and maybe even turn your chin towards that left shoulder. Total spine stretch of your choice. Two more breaths right here. Use your exhale, take your time to slowly roll back onto your back. I'm gonna bend my right knee now to meet with my left. Readjust my hips at the center of the mat, readjust my shoulders, arms still stretch out to the side, take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, allow your knees to fall to the left side of your body. Remember, you can stay right here in this spine twist if this is what works for you. If you want something a little bit deeper, draw that right knee up towards your left hand palm and even straighten through. Oy, that left leg feels good. Extra little bit of the twist as you turn your chin towards your right shoulder. Come back into your breath, work to get that right shoulder down towards the mat, 2 shoulders on the mat, as rolled over onto your left hip / side body, as feels good for you. Make sure you came into a stretch where you can still enjoy your nice deep breaths though. If your breath is labored, just come out slightly. We'll take 2 more breaths right here. Great. Slowly, gently take your time, come back onto your back. Readjust yourself on your mat and however you need. Feel free to relax your arms down by your side or spread them out nice and wide as we come into our final Savasana. Take this time to close your eyes, to slow down your mind, and once again to slow down your breath. Keep this nice relaxed breath as you take the time to scan your body from head to toe. Notice where you can relax your body to match your mind right now. Take any tension out of your eyes and your eyebrows, of your nose or your mouth, your jaw. Relaxing your chest and your shoulders. Allowing your upper body and back to melt into the mat. Taking the tension out of your glutes and your thighs. Maybe giving yourself a little relaxed wiggle of your fingers or toes. One more minute with your stillness and breath. Come back to the intention you might have set at the beginning of class today. No judgment, as you just ask yourself if you met that intention. And if you haven't gotten there yet, maybe just spending an extra couple minutes right here, even in your final Savasana. Sometimes it's so easy to set out what we intend or want to do. And sometimes the intention is just beyond us. All you can do is your best. Your best is always good enough. This time on the mat truly is your yoga practice. To take this stillness and mindfulness and breath to all of the things outside of just the yoga stretching when life really gets hard. When you really feel like you're in a tough spot, how can you use today's practice to help yourself feel better? Feel free to stay here in your final Savasana for as long as honors you. If you'd like to close up our practice together, take your time finding your way back to a seated position of your choice. When you get there, bring your hands palms to the center of your chest in Namaskar, thumbs touching on your sternum. Take a moment, tuck your chin to your chest, and truly honor yourself for creating this time and space for you, for your physical and mental health and energy, for
refilling your personal cup. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that we did today, please reach out. As always, continue to think good thoughts, speak good words, eat good food, do good deeds. I can't wait to see you guys all again soon. Thank you for sharing your energy, not just with me, but with each other. Namaste. Thanks, guys.